In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this easy, inexpensive, and adorable candy cane. So if you want to learn how to do it, well, then follow me. What's up, Glue Dots? I'm Elaine, the Midnight Crafter, and the project I have for you today is going to be probably my last DIY of Christmas DIYs for this season. We're getting close to Christmas, time is running out, supplies are running short at Dollar Tree, but I know there are a few people, because of Thanksgiving being late, that didn't get a chance to decorate even still. So if you need a quick little decor piece that you can put up to bring a little festivity to your home, this is a really easy one and inexpensive too. And it makes a great little gift if you're going to somebody's house right now before Christmas as well. So let's get into it. But before we do that, hit that subscribe button and join our Glue Dot family. And when you hit the bell next to it, it will inform you every time I upload a new video. Also, I want you to check out the description box down below, because that's where you'll find the list of items that you need to make this project, as well as to be able to enter to win a very cute little bling owl keychain. And I do that drawing the first of every month on a live chat, and we have a great time chit-chatting and getting to know each other. And when you recreate some of these projects that you see, you can share them with pictures with us on the Facebook group. Head on over there. It's called Midnight Crafter Glue Dots. So without talking longer than the project's going to take to make, let's do it. All right, this is a super quick and easy one, guys. So you're going to go ahead and take your red socks and slide over the top of the candy cane, just like this, starting at the short end, and bring this around as far as it will go. So mine's reaching to this first little line here in the candy cane, where I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue across. You got to work a little quick when you're working with the hot glue on the metal. And then we're just going to attach the sock to the hot glue, just like that. So easy. And we're going to flip it over and attach the back side too. Okay, so we're already part way done. How do you like that? So quick and easy. Now what we're going to do is take our other sock. It's a little too short to have just one sock. You're going to need to cut off the toe. That would actually make a cute little snowman hat, the toe. I'm sure some of you have probably already done that. So then you're going to take your piece of sock that we cut off, and then you're going to put the heel part towards the back so it's hidden. And we're going to put this over the other part of the candy cane. Add a bit of hot glue on here to the base of the other sock and attach your second sock. And then flip it over and do the same thing on the back side. Isn't this just the hardest project, you guys? So easy. This is like one of those ones when you go, oh no, people are coming over and I don't have anything on my front door. Then you just throw this together. This is like the Rice Krispie treat of crafting. Then you're going to take your third sock. This, if you'd like to, you can cut it off, you can glue it down. If it doesn't bother you, I mean, it is on the back, just leave it. I mean, no big deal. Whatever makes you happy. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. Pull this part down and glue it to this little wire that's running across, the same as we did on the upper part. And then guess what's next? Well, if you were going to say flipping it over and gluing the backside, you're partially right, because I was going to say that. But first, before you do that, go down and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. So hopefully you're enjoying my videos, and that will be the next step for you. Okay, you can see obviously our next step is going to be to go ahead and measure out and see how much we're going to need. For this last sock, you're just going to cut, I would say right in between the heel and the toe. Just cut that much. Again, adding your hot glue. Next, we're going to be putting that aside and taking our chamois piece and go the long way. And what I'm going to actually be doing is cutting off that little sewn edge that they already have, the nice edge, because I know I'm not going to have that throughout the whole thing, and I want to be consistent and have it kind of look even and the same and all that good stuff. So I'm just cutting that off as close to the edge of it as possible. And then I'm going to be cutting a strip. And the strip that I'm going to do is going to be about 3 finger widths wide. So a good way to do that, just measure out so that you know, you don't have to measure it, but a good way of doing that is as you cut some, fold that up and then cut along that line. This way you'll know that you're not getting your strip wider or narrower, and it'll be pretty consistent all the way up. You're also going to want to cut the little end off of this one as well, but just off of one side, because your first one we're going to be wrapping it around from the back. It's not going to show anyway, so you can just leave it there. And then we're going to do the same thing and cut at least 1 more strip. Not sure if we're going to need 3, but we're going to play it by ear here and see. We're going to start with 2 strips. Now bring your candy cane back and start with the end that has the stitching still on it. And we're going to be gluing that down to the back side at an angle. So starting kind of to get your feel of your candy cane, I'm putting mine sort of down at the angle coming down to the corner. So once I get it in place where I want it, I'm going to just glue this down on the back side. And then we're just going to start wrapping around, creating our striping on our candy cane. This way too, this is covering that one seam that we have here at the bottom. And if you'd like to, every so often you can add a little bit of hot glue so that it doesn't slide. Also, if you'd like, you can make your strips thinner. And then it looks like for me, my strip is making it pretty much to give 3 times around, and then it'll bring it right to this edge. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue that down there. So when you go to glue your second piece on, we've got this first piece glued on, you want to take that from the front so that you can try and keep your spacing somewhat even on the white part. So it's not going to continue on exactly from where you left off. So you can go ahead and place it and then flip it over and glue it down. So if you continue wrapping, it ends up kind of like that. I'm not super excited about that way that looks. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut each one and glue it so that I can place them exactly how I want to look on the front. Plus, by cutting it, we can kind of save some of it from the back side, and then that way you have enough to go all the way with just the 2 strips. So again, take it from the front and place your strip where you want it to be, whatever looks good to you. I am getting fuzz all over me. Do you guys see this? And keep doing the same thing until you have all the white part on there, all your white striping. So I've gotten to the end here, and my strip is actually going to hang over the edge once I wrap it around. But what I'm going to be doing with that is still gluing it into place, but then I'll be making some cuts and kind of tucking the extra pieces so that they cover the end of the candy cane. You can cut off some of your excess fabric if you'd like to. If you don't want to, that's okay too. Again, it's going to be hidden behind there, so probably no one will see it on the back side. A little bit like how you would wrap a package. So this is how it looks so far from the front. And the last thing we're going to do on this is just put on some kind of embellishment or a bow. This is not Dollar Tree ribbon, but I really like it. And my theme this year is red and silver and white. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. This is from Costco. It's Kirkland. And I'm telling you guys, if you have a Costco near you, it is such a great deal to buy. This is 50 yards and it's about somewhere in the ballpark of $9. So it will last you. I have some of these rolls that I use and use and use, and I've had them for years. So go ahead and cut whatever length piece that you want. And for me, I have a kind of an ugly glue spot right over here where my seam was, and it wasn't covered by the white. So I'm going to go ahead and tie my ribbon over there. I always leave myself a much longer piece than I think I'm going to need, because I usually need it. I have my one piece that is pretty long, and I've tucked it under that. And I'm going to take another pretty long piece that I'm going to be making more loops with. So kind of just wrapping that around on itself a few times so that I can make some extra loops. So I've wrapped it on itself so that the upper loops are just a tad bit smaller than the lower loops. And I'm going to put it in here and tie it into my bow here so that I have some extra stuff to fluff up. Now, for those of you that haven't seen my bow tying trick, you tie your bow, however you tie it, one side is going to be low, one side's going to be high. So make your loop. And then if this side is high, for me it always ends up high, it's just the way I tie the first knot. Because it's high, you're gonna come from the top. Now if it was coming from low, you would go around the bottom, but mine's coming from the top, so I'm gonna go around the top. And then this way your bows will always lay nicely. They won't be lopsided. Many times we tie a bow and can't figure out why it's going one way or the other, so this way, there you have it. Now you have a little bit of extra, and this ribbon has wire in it, so it makes it kind of nice because then you can sort of fluff it up and shape it, and then when you store it every year, you can re-fluff it. Now, if you'd like to, you can kind of glue some of your ribbon down into place, or you can just leave it hanging out. That's it, simple as that, guys. Here's a quick little DIY for you. Also, what would be really cute if you want to, is you can hang some little snowflakes or something like that, those cute little ornaments from Dollar Tree. You can add some of those. I may do that, but let me show you this. Oops, I almost forgot. Because I know someone's gonna ask me, if you want to put a hanger for this, use that piece that you cut off from the ends of your chamois. It's a great little piece. It's pretty strong because it's got the stitching. So find a spot in it that looks pretty even, figure out what length you want your little hook to be, and then just go ahead and glue that right onto the back side of your candy cane. So you may, if you want it hanging at an angle or whatever, kind of hang it by your finger, see how it lays, and figure out where exactly, depending on how you want it to hang, if you want it hanging kind of angled or straight up, where you want your hook to be, and then just go ahead and glue it in place.